Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Daria Reactions. I'm Fred. If you're new to the channel, welcome. If you are a returning viewer, welcome back. And for those who are new here, who don't know what the hell is going on, I am doing a reaction series, obviously, on MTV's Daria, where we do a running commentary as over the episode, basically discussing everything as it happens. But this is also a rewatch for me. I am of that age where when I was in high school, Daria was airing on MTV. All right. I am old. All right. I am also rapidly growing senile. but uh, but I digress. We are in season 3, and this week we are watching the episode Lane Miserables. I know that is a pun and play on the play Las Miserables or whatever. I can never pronounce it. All right. I do know there was a great Animaniacs episode based on said play as well. But what I remember about this episode of Daria that we're covering this week is that the rest of the Lane family is actually seen. It's their debut. And it's rather perfect because in the last episode that we covered, Daria the musical, um, it was an episode where Helen actually asks Trent about where are your parents and so forth, with the big scary storm that was bearing down on the city of Lawndale. So this is actually great placement with the actual intended order for season 3, because as we all know, the musical episode aired first, but it was intended for the second half of the season. Any which way, so let's get into it. Again, for those who don't know, you're not going to hear any audio from it. You will see things, but I will be turning a blur on and off. And yes, you're seeing a DVD menu because we are using this particular box set, which it takes forever and a day for the disc to decode, no matter what DVD player one is using. It's a great box set, but at the same time, it's an awful one. But hey, at least we're not trying to do stuff using YouTube's or Paramount Plus or Amazon, because they all have their own different screen capturing blocking things that I just don't feel like fighting with. So with that said, let's get into the actual episode here. La 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 la. God damn it, the Morgendorfers are having lasagna again. So it is clear that it's some sort of baked lasagna, but it's clearly frozen. But again, all the Morgendorfers eat is lasagna. It's nuts. Helen, I don't know why you bother, but you try. Nothing's in the fridge. That reminds me, I need to do groceries this week. Well, at least we know Jane gets her eyes from her mom. It's like a huge question. Like, who else is showing up here at the Jane household? Uh, This guy's a bit too hyperactive when you consider the rest of the clan that we have seen so far. And there it is. He must be the baby of the family. The what? The kiln? Well, we'll say this about the Lane family. They have fantastic hair. What the hell's in there? What's Chiquito? Well, again, the Lanes are an eclectic bunch, that's for damn sure. Jake is enjoying basketball, and Helen wants his attention. Helen, you don't turn the basketball game off when. Oh wait, she's the wife. Of course, she'll turn it off when her man is watching. She has a middle name. Yep, she's gone. Turn the game back on, Jake. Yeah. That makes you wonder. Yeah, she does mind. It's like she does mind. It's like he bursting into her room like that. That is an awesome radio setup that Jane has. Oh, pen. Oh, so her pet and the thing is a parrot of some kind. Wow, that the coloring in this shot here is awful. What the actual hell happened? Yeah, you know what? Clearly, Jane's mom is stoned out of her gourd. Jane's gonna stab someone, I bet. No, not really, but I can expect it. You know, this is a fine turnabout because remember when Jake and Helen took Daria and Jody to that college, Quinn ended up crashing at the lanes. Oh, Helen's power walking and trying to keep up with a jogging Jane. It's an awkward running animation that they have here. Is Daria having? Well, Helen asking about Daria if she's having sex, and the look Jane gives her. Considering the Daria Jane shipping community, the obvious answer should be yes. But oh no, Trent's guitar string was broken. Wait, what? He role playing? Trent does mine. Trent's getting the hell out of Dodge. Wait, so have we even seen Summer? Wow, the lanes are nuts. Well, he did. Trent is not having it. He is not having it at all. What the heck is he making? He's making a stew of some kind. Oh wow, he's gonna ask her some questions too. Okay. Daria's only 5'2". So if Daria's 5'2", would that make Jane 5'5", 5'6"? Because she is taller. Jake, the reason why they don't put Marmaduke to sleep because people actually like that comic strip, no matter how horrible it was. Trent's here to crash. It is spaghetti. Fettuccine would take it. The eep from Daria is simply adorable. It is an adorable shop there. TNT. It's dynamite. Art fascinates Quinn. Wow. Quinn just stole Jane from. Wow, Trent is in Daria's room. It's a very cool room. You know, every time I look at we see a shot of Daria's room, I keep thinking, you know what? I really should pad the walls down here. Wow, nice little moment there. That's and Jane walks in on them. That's just nuts. And the fact that they're actually talking, Trent and Daria talking about like Hanna Barbera cartoons is actually pretty cool. Who's there? Whose date? Who the hell? Oh no, that's Trent's girlfriend Monique. I think she was in the piercing episode, right? Later. And Daria's a little bit jealous there. Again, that was an odd angle there with her looking out the window, but the shot of Quinn and Jane coming in behind Daria, that's actually a great shot there. This is again, it is it is an odd combination here, especially with them in these outfits. Wow, that's certainly a look and a design there. This is at the same time. This is great that Quinn is actually trying to help Daria out here. Wow, old Daria and old Trent. It was like middle ages. I really like those square glasses on Daria too. But yeah, that this is a bit of like a morbid version of the future that she's imagining for herself with Trent. Of course he is. Wow, they didn't get married and someone's at the door. Oh, so Quinn does have a date. And at least she's, pictured what her future with Trent potentially could be like. And meanwhile, at the lanes, who could that be? Is actually is a running gag here. Yes, it is. Oh, okay. So the lanes are not exactly a group that actually belongs under the same roof. A totally convincing argument and excuse as to why Quinn is up late. Oh, don't put it. Don't put this on Jake. No, no one cares. Quinn, be glad about that. Wow, this is great that Helen is actually taking an interest in Trent. Yeah, yeah, Quinn, you might want to you you'll say it up there. Quinn is like, yeah, but you know, again, I'm going to have a lot to say here. This is how caring the Morgendorfers are towards Jane and Trent here. Who could that be? People are answering the doors and stuff. Oh, so it's Amanda Lane. Yeah, that's not going to work, Amanda. That's not going to work on Helen. Ooh, everybody's here. That's a nice spread. So clearly the Lanes like their lasagna too. She has one hell of like a square jaw. There's an 8 ball on that shelf. Whoa. Oh, so the kids ran away from home and came to the lane to their grandmother's house, I'm guessing. Yeah, okay. Wow, the coloring on this side is bad as well. It's a lot more. Jane is a lot more faded in terms of her skin. Yeah, it's like it was a lot more pale, and now their skin tone's fine. Again, that freaks me out every time I notice stuff like that. Well, Trent was just interested that he would date Daria if she was a few years older, and that is a great shot there. And yeah, and she took Quinn's advice about imagining stuff. So yeah. Um. So obviously we're going to talk about it. Considering again the exchange between Helen and Trent in the Daria the musical episode over their parents and her inviting him over to stay with him until the storm blows over. Obviously, this is a great continuation of that because Helen is actually looking out for Trent's, his future, his best interest. Granted, Trent does not have any interest in like a normal career, or at least at this point in the show. Actually, he never does during the course of the show. But that's actually a great highlight. Yeah, that she's going to ground him. That she is going to like try and give him some sort of structure and boundaries. Like as long as he's staying there, might as well like shape things up a bit for him. Uh, but again, it is pretty interesting in that regard that Helen actually has that interest in Daria's friends. As a matter of fact, that she takes advantage of, as Jake does as well. Like, okay, Jane's there, and there's this subplot that does not really go anywhere beyond just setting up the excuse for Jake and Helen to talk to Jane and ask them questions about Daria. Uh, but it kind of shows like, yeah, okay, if she's there, it's a great opportunity. Use Jane to learn a little bit more about their oldest daughter because Daria is not exactly the most open person in the world, at least in terms with her parents most of the time. And I say most of the time because there have been episodes where she does open up to Helen, and there were attempts with Jake, but we all know how Jake can be. Monique's return from the I can't even, it had to be the piercing episode or the episode or Jane's or no, not the piercing episode. It was like I think it was Jane's gift that they that we first saw Monique. So seeing her back is actually pretty cool, and actually in the fact that that sets up a cute little scene where Quinn is actually trying to give Daria some helpful advice when it comes to dating, and like a guy that she's interested in is dating is seeing someone else. That's a great little scene in and of itself, as well as a scene with Trent and Daria just talking in her room. And canonically, that would be the first time Daria has a boy in her room. Um, but also the big role reversal. Another thing about it, I forgot about the time Daria did spend the night at the lanes once before, and she had to wear like the grandmother's evening gown or nightgown or something. So it's like Jane and Quinn did both spend the night at the lane. So thinking about it in that sense, this is actually a great like role reversal in that way. So it's like, and when you think about it, it really strikes me just how easily Jane and Trent like fit in with the Morgendorfers. Because okay, Jane and Daria are playing Scrabble. Quinn comes into Daria's room, which obviously she would never does. It's like, okay, she asks me, it's like, Jane, you're an artist, right? What color would you put with someone with her skin tone, her hair, and so forth? And it's like when Jane starts saying, okay, she will need to see this. See, it's like Quinn is excited to take Jane to her room. So because again, they do have that. They do have a history there. Like that they have spent time together, so it's not too far out of the question. And then Trent is like, okay, as a troublesome son. That's how at least obviously Helen looks at her, and Jake looks at Trent. It's like, oh hey, it's a buddy. They can bond, but it's like again, you go back to the Daria the musical episode. Was like, yeah, it's like they were going to go out and find Daria and Jane before Jake crashed into a tree. So, again, it's surprisingly perfect. Now let's talk about the lanes in and of itself. So, let's see. There's Summer who has two children that ran away from home and made their way back to their grandmother's house, where Amanda, Jane, and Trent live. Lane, the father of the Lane family, the patriarch, is off, in I guess doing prints. Then you have the other sister making down in South America. And then you have another son who is having marital troubles, and it's like they are really a squabbling bunch. And it's like there is no family structure there, and it's again it's kind of nuts in a way when you see that, and then you have the moment where Trent says that he wants. There's something that's brought up by Amanda saying that yeah, Trent spent 6 months out in a tent, and it was Jane's job to give him food. And then you hear Trent's side of it. He spent 6 months out in a tent, and he was just waiting for somebody to invite him back into the house. So it's kind of nuts there, and then you hear that story, and then you see, and again, I'm all over the place here, and he's like willing to actually abide by the rules that Helen is setting, which is actually nuts when you hear both sides of that story, because his own mother clearly has like some wild, I don't want to say hippie mindset, but she has like, would we even call that new age? The no, because it's not quite. It's not hippie-ish. It's not new age. It's just some really far out thing with how neglectful Amanda, the matriarch of the Lane clan, is. Um, but all in all, this was a fantastic episode. It is. There's just so much there, and again, when you have like other stuff that are fresh in my mind, and the fact that seeing these episodes in the correct order sequence, it actually says it's actually pretty perfect. Anyway, coming off of the Daria musical episode, now I'm thinking about it, I don't think there are times where I would get really excited about talking about an episode after I finish watching it here and discussing it with you guys. I would have to say this episode here is right up there among the ones I would say if I was going to rewatch an episode again, I would have to watch the musical episode first and then this one back to back as like a two-parter because they both flow together so perfectly with the themes from one that carry over into the other. So with that said, the next time we're going to do an episode of the Daria reactions will be next week when we cover the episode Jake of Hearts. Cause this Friday we have a video game discussion video. I think it's Brave. It's either Grandia 2, Brave, or Little Kitty Big City. Because I know I pushed everything back an extra week because of that Marvel versus Capcom video that came out that came out the Friday before last. No, I'm behind here because it's like this week. Yeah, because I definitely know we have a video game video this Friday. I just don't remember which one. So anyway, we'll be back next Wednesday when we talk about the episode Jake of Hearts. So till then, tighten your friendship bracelets, stay safe. Like, comment, subscribe if you're so inclined, and we'll see y'all in the next video talking about Daria. Bye.